Have you ever tried to remember someone you loved, but only tiny memories remained? Sometimes it isn't a face that stays with us. It's a song, a fragrance, or even the quiet blue sky. Today's beautiful poem, I Cannot Remember My Mother, by Rabindranath Tagore, shows us how love never disappears, even when memories fade. By the end of this video, you'll understand every line, every image, every emotion, and the deeper message hidden inside this touching poem. Before we begin the poem, let's know its great poet. Rabindranath Tagore was born in 1861 in Kolkata. He was one of India's greatest poets, philosophers, educators, and musicians. He became the first Asian Nobel Prize winner when he received the Nobel Prize in Literature in 1913 for Gitanjali. Tagore believed that nature, love, and human emotions were the greatest teachers. Many of his poems are based on childhood memories, family affection, and the beauty of nature. This poem reflects his sensitive understanding of the everlasting bond between a mother and her child.
I cannot remember my mother, only sometimes in the midst of my play, a tune seems to hover over my playthings. The tune of some song that she used to hum while rocking my cradle. I cannot remember my mother, but when in the early autumn morning, the smell of the shiuli flowers floats in the air. The scent of the morning service in the temple comes to me as the scent of my mother. I cannot remember my mother, only when from my bedroom window, I send my eyes into the blue of the distant sky. I feel that the stillness of my mother's gaze on my face has spread all over the sky.
At first, the title sounds very sad. The speaker says he cannot remember his mother. But is that really true? As we read further, we discover that although he cannot remember her face, he remembers her through music, fragrance, and nature. So, the title prepares us for a poem about memory, love, and emotional connection.
I cannot remember my mother.
The poet begins honestly. He cannot remember his mother's face because she died when he was very young, yet something inside him still remembers her.
Only sometimes in the midst of my play.
While playing happily, unexpected memories appear. Children often experience sudden emotions without knowing why.
A tune seems to hover over my playthings.
The child suddenly hears an imaginary melody. The tune seems to float above his toys. It represents an emotional memory rather than a real sound.
The tune of some song that she used to hum while rocking my cradle.
Although he has forgotten his mother's face, her lullaby remains in his heart. Music becomes the bridge between memory and love.
I cannot remember my mother.
Again, the poem begins with the same sentence. This repetition emphasizes loss.
But when in the early autumn morning,
Autumn in Bengal is peaceful and beautiful. Nature awakens memories.
the smell of the shiuli flowers floats in the air.
The fragrance reminds him of his mother. Smell has a powerful connection with memory.
The scent of the morning service in the temple. Comes to me as the scent of my mother.
The poet does not literally smell his mother. Instead, the fragrance symbolizes her love.
I cannot remember my mother again, the same opening. Now the poet moves from music to fragrance to sight. Only when from my bedroom window I send my eyes into the blue of the distant sky.
The endless sky represents eternity.
I feel that the stillness of my mother's gaze on my face.
Although she is absent, he still feels her loving eyes watching him. Her affection surrounds him.
Has spread all over the sky.
The sky becomes a symbol of his mother's endless love. Her care is everywhere. The poet says that he cannot remember his mother clearly because he lost her in childhood. However, whenever he hears a soft melody, smells the fragrant shiuli flowers, or looks at the peaceful blue sky, he feels that his mother's love is still with him. Even though memories fade, love never disappears. Structure: 3 stanzas, free verse, simple language. Repetition creates emotional rhythm. Literary techniques include repetition, imagery, symbolism, personification, metaphor, and sensory imagery: sound, smell, sight.
Imagine yourself as a little child. You don't remember your mother's face, But suddenly, a lullaby fills the air. The fragrance of flowers surrounds you. You look at the sky, and somehow, you feel she is smiling at you. That is exactly what the poet wants us to experience. The central idea is, mother's love never dies. Even when memories disappear, love remains alive through nature, music, and emotions.
The poem teaches us that true love is eternal. People may leave this world, but their affection continues to live in our hearts, our memories, and the beauty of nature around us. Important literary devices: repetition, symbolism, metaphor, personification, imagery, important symbols, tune, mother's lullaby, shiuli flower, purity and affection, sky, eternal love. Why can't the poet remember his mother? What reminds him of his mother? Why does the poet choose music, fragrance, and the sky? Which image in the poem touched you the most? Why? If you had to describe someone you love using a symbol from nature, what would you choose? If this poem touched your heart, don't forget to remember one important lesson. Love is stronger than memory. Even when faces fade with time, love continues to live in songs, flowers, the sky, and in our hearts. If you found this explanation helpful, please like, share, and subscribe to English EdTech for more poem explanations, prose lessons, grammar, and exam preparation. Thank you for watching, and keep learning with English EdTech.